Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nathaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today we will talk about Sri Saisatcharita, chapter 41. If we all remember, in the previous chapter, Hemadpanth mentioned how Sai's picture arrived unexpectedly through someone and how it kind of fulfilled his dream, his desire at the right time. If we go back and talk about what happened in chapter 40, he had a dream in which Baba told him that he will come for a meal on the holy festival day. This picture was brought by Ali Muhammad, and Hemadpanth was very curious and he wanted to know how this picture came to Ali Muhammad. Because everybody was about to eat at that time, Ali told him that, sorry for the interruption, please continue your whatever you were doing here, you were about to eat. So some other time I will share with you this story. So that's how the chapter 40 ends. And this is the 41 chapter is a continuation of the chapter 40. So let us go into the story right now. Once Ali Muhammad was walking on the street and he saw a shopkeeper having pictures of great saints, and he was fascinated by them. And when he went inside and he saw one picture especially attracted his attention, and that was Sai's picture. So he buys it immediately along with other pictures, and he hangs Sai's picture where he can see it every day so that he can have the darshan of the Baba. And then by doing so every day, somehow he developed a special love towards Baba. 3 months before he gave this picture to Hemadpanth, he was not feeling well. What happened was his leg was swollen and he saw multiple doctors, and they told him that he needed surgery. Otherwise he will have problems with that leg. So he locked up his house and in Bandra, in Mumbai, and then he went to his sister's place. That was Nur Muhammad Pirbhai. So then he stayed there for 3 months almost. There was no one at his home during that period. Once Ali gave his brother-in-law the picture of Saint Baba Abdul Rahman, and he liked this picture so much that he printed this in a bigger portrait and made multiple copies of it, almost like 6 copies. This Abdul Rahman saint is a guru to Nur Muhammad. So he made multiple copies and gave it to different people, and one copy also he gave it to Ali Muhammad. And then one copy he took it to his own guru Abdul Rahman, and at that time he was sitting along with other people, and as soon as he gave this portrait to him, he got so angry and kicked him out of there. And then he felt, that he understood that what he did was really wrong, because his guru was not supporting the idol worship. Then Nur wanted to get rid of all the pictures in the sea. He also tells Ali to get rid of all the pictures from his house also. Few days later, when he got better, he returns home. And Ali, what he did is, before he went home, I mean, he told his manager to get rid of all the pictures from home. And when he goes home, he was surprised to see that all the pictures were gone except Baba's pictures, and it was still hanging on the wall. He was surprised to see this, and later he realized that he should not keep that because if Noor comes there, he's going to get rid of that too. So he hides that take it out from the wall and then hides it. So then he consults with one of his friends, Muzawar Isma Muzara, and they both realized that the Hemadpanth was the right person to give this picture. And they did not want to just get rid of the picture, but they wanted to give it somebody who is worthy of it. Then Muzawar suggested Hemadpanth's name. That's how Baba came to Hemadpanth's house and fulfilled the dream. So this is how Baba worked his miracle. And before he appeared in the dream, this story was happening, and it was in the process of making this kind of miracle. Sai always lovingly took care of his devotees. He he is very fond of those who have true love for spirituality. It's not just about the materialistic things. Of course, he's going to fulfill the materialistic issues also, but whoever wanted to walk the spiritual path, they got utmost love from Baba. Removing all their difficulties, he enjoins them to bliss. Bala Sahib Dev, Bibi Dev, also had a similar kind of experience. Once he had the desire to read Jnaneswari, that is Bhagavad Gita, but had some difficulty doing so. Whenever he started, there were so many interruptions. Or, like when he starts reading, he was unable to interpret the meaning of it. Once he took 3 months' leave and wanted to read Jnaneswari but could not read properly. And even if he sat down to read, he could not understand. He felt really frustrated and felt, what is the point in being distressed when he could not succeed in his resolution? He could not read even 5 stanzas every day. Then he decided to read this only when Sai gives him his blessings. And after a while, he goes to Shirdi along with his family, and he meets Jog there. And then Jog was asking him what kind of parayan he was doing at that time and what books he was reading, and the topic of the Jnaneswari also comes. And then Bibi Dev describes his difficulties when he started reading the Jnaneswari, the Bhagavad Gita. Then Jog suggested that he should give Baba his book and get blessings from Baba. Jog also said if Sai blesses the book and gives it to you, then you will have no problem reading. Then next day they go to Dwarka Mai and it was very crowded. Baba asks Bibi Dev 20 rupees as dakshina, and he happily gave it to Baba. Dev goes to a corner and sits there. Then Baba asks him why he was hiding in a corner and to come and sit near him with a calm mind. He goes and sits near Baba while Arati was going on. So then, at that time, I mean, he met another Baba's devotee, Balakram, in Vada, and asked him as follows: have you been told how to meditate? Please satisfy my desire. At the same time, when he was about to answer, Baba wanted Bibi Dev to come to Dwarkamai. As soon as he went, Dev bowed to him, and then Baba then asked him, where, with whom, and what were you talking? Then Dev replied, "On the upper story of Kaka's house, I was hearing about your glory from Balakram and talking about it." Baba ordered Dev to bring 25 rupees. Bringing the money immediately, he tendered them to Baba. "How many did you bring?" Baba asked. Dev replied, 25. Baba said, "Come sit down," and they went with Baba to the masjid. Baba sat near the pillar, and there was no one else in the masjid, and immediately said, "You have stolen my rags without my knowledge." And then Dev replies that, "Baba, I do not know anything about these rags." "Then look for them somewhere here," Sai told him. Dev could not find anything there and begged Baba to explain. Sai became very angry and showered him with abuses. Seeing that Sainath was furious, Dev stood still, watching him with wonder and full of inner amazement. He then goes to Vada and Baba asks him for dakshina again. This time he did not have enough money to give. He collects the rupees 20 and gives it to Baba. Then Baba told him, "Go and sit in Vada and read Poti regularly." Poti means the any scripture, because he was thinking about Jnaneswari. So he understood that, oh, Baba is giving that answer now. And then Baba says also that I'm sitting here ready to give you a whole jerry embroidered mantle, then why should you steal rags? Have you got in the habit of stealing? So then he understood what Baba meant, all this. This assurance gave Dev confidence, then he got the blessings of Baba to read the Jnaneswari. Here, Baba accusing Dev of stealing rags is nothing but asking Balakram about his experience and how he worshipped Paramatma. Though Sai appeared outwardly to be angry, he was always calm within. He appeared angry outwardly, but he was full of bliss within. The anger that was shown towards Dev was to actually bless him. One must be very fortunate to sing of the grandeur of that Sai's Leela. They also later mentioned that on 2nd April 1914, on a Thursday morning, he had a dream, and Sai appeared in the dream, and he was sitting on the first floor. He asked Dev if he understood the Poti, to which Dev replied in the negative. Another question then followed, "When will you understand it then?" And then Dev's eyes were filled with tears, and what he said is that, "Baba, reading the Poti is a mere worry unless you shower your grace, and understanding it is even more difficult." This is what Dev said. But Baba immediately said, "While reading the Poti, you make too much haste. Read it in my presence, sitting near me." So this is what he encouraged. I mean, you want to read by thinking about Baba as a guru, then you will understand much better. When Dev asked what he should read, he was told to read Adhyatma. As Dev went to fetch the book, his eyes opened. Dev awakened then. Then he gets up from the dream. The devotees usually experiences this kind of thing on many occasions, and we, as Sai Bhaktas, Sai devotees, we have seen these Leelas personally also. So, by hearing these two stories, what we need to understand is that Sai alone is our motivation. Sai alone is the supreme happiness of the spirituality. Sai alone can fulfill this dream of ours. And this should be our firm conviction. Keeping this in mind, we have to grow spiritually. And the two pillars are again faith and patience, Shraddha and Saburi. And these are the points that Baba wanted us to learn through this chapter. Om Sri Sai Nadharpanamastu. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.